Hey guys, my name is Skilled87, and if you have not accepted Hideo Kojima as your Lord and Savior, you need to fucking kill yourself. But other than that, in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing for the Xbox 360, Hunt to the Demon's Forge. Now I'm looking at a lot of reviews for this game, and like IGN's review, a couple other like low side reviews, and I'm just like, whoa, like what game are these fucks playing? And I cannot believe they're looking at the really small shit about this game and making it like it's big because if you actually go to a bunch of game forums, like the GameSpot forums and shit, even PlayStation.com, everyone's really enjoying Hunt to the Demon's Forge. It is a awesome co-op game. Like if you have a friend that can sit side by side you, the split screen is amazing. And then I'm on my second playthrough and I'm playing it online, and it's really fucking awesome. Like this game is such a sweet fucking game. It is a very awesome take on an action. It's basically a lot of review sites state this. It's like a Gears of War, but with shield and swords and magic. That's kind of what it is. It's a fucking action game with Gears of War kind of camera, and depending on the situation you're in, the camera will change and shit, and you have access to a plethora of awesome weapons, bows, magic. You can like do lots of crazy combo shits, and it's such like there's only minor stuff wrong with the game. Like I didn't find nothing like really wrong with the game in terms of anything. Like I was like, except the graphics, that's about it. And I'm like, yo, how is this game getting sixes and sevens? I mean, sevens, sure, not sixes. This game is like reminds me of like Nier. Remember Nier? Everyone was like, dude, this game, all the big sites like, no, this game, we're gonna give it like a six or whatever, blah blah blah. And all I really found wrong was Nier was some repetitiveness and some, graphical problems. But in the end, Nier was an excellent RPG. Like it was literally one of the better RPGs I played. It had an amazing soundtrack too. And so I'm going to review Hunter Demon's Forge. With my review, hopefully you guys will give this game a shot. You're going to ignore all these other typical reviews. Listen to my review. I've beaten the game already. I beat the entire game. My first playthrough, split screen, my man Dave, and we both enjoyed the fuck out of this game. We both loved it. It took us about 10 hours to beat it the first time on normal difficulty, and I'm playing it a second time, playing as the male character. The first time I played it as a female character, and there's achievements for playing the game, literally, entirely through as one specific character. So I'm going for those achievements. So here's my review. So let's get this over with because I'm kind of tired. In terms of the story, there's two main characters: Caddoc, the warrior, and E'lara, the hunter. Caddoc is like a very like both characters look like very stereotypical characters. Like Caddoc is the bald, um, European kind of like warrior, tattoos over his body, huge as shit, and he's your tank basically. He has a shield and sword, axe and sword, whatever. And he's the front lines kind of guy, very like cautious, very like bitchy and shit. Then you have E'lara, the very tall, typical elf with white hair, and she has a typical bow, and she has huge ass titties that literally shake every time you fucking pull your bow. I'm playing the game for the first time, and I caught. I'm like, whoa, are her like is their titties just shaking like every time you fucking pull the fucking bow? So I sat there like my boy Dave, and I just had to shoot the arrow over and over, and all you see is shaking. I'm like, this is hilarious. This is fucking hilarious, dude. But both characters are fucking awesome. Um, she's very cocky, straightforward. She wants to always like do the dangerous shit, and you're both typical mercenaries on the search for money. You run into it, and Caddox, he's always haunted by these dreams and shit. And when you're finally confronted by the thing haunting Caddock in his dreams, you end up embarking on a journey, helping other people throughout your quest, fighting hordes of demons to go after one specific guy that is like about to unleash chaos and shit with a evil drink called Slag, like literally that extra storyline. You're two mercenaries confronted by a fucking spirit to go after this one dude who is making shit go bananas because he has this evil drink that is turning people bananas. And yeah, the story isn't exactly all that great at all. The story is like pretty weak, but it's the progression of the story and the two characters that make the game really entertaining. So the story itself, I will not front, is weak. and that's pretty much it with the story. In terms of progression, though, the story is not weak. And let's talk about graphics next. The graphics, I just need to get this out the way. Graphics suck. They really do. The game is like, it's weird because the game's art direction and level design does not suck. Matter of fact, the game's level design is fucking awesome. I love the game's goth look to it. I love the way the characters look. I love the way the enemies look. The level design is fantastic. Like the way the jungles, caves, lighting effects, everything, they all look great. But the textures of the environment and the edges and shit like that are really bad. Like, and to for me to come out of this video and say the graphics are good, we me basically lying to you. The graphics are not good. They're not like horrible, but they're not good either. And if you understand the difference between graphics and art direction, you understand what I'm trying to say. Like, you look at the game and you say, okay, like I like the way the levels are designed very well. They are. They're designed very well. The way the game looks, you can tell what they were trying to go for. The game looks great, but the graphics in general are very weak. And if you don't understand that, then I don't know how to explain it. For experienced gamers, they understand what I'm actually trying to say. But the graphics, so story is like, graphics, but let's talk about the main shit. The soundtrack. I thought the soundtrack was really damn good. The voice acting between the two characters, E'lara and Caddoc, and the enemies is outstanding, actually. I think it's very nice. The soundtrack to this game is very goth-like and very eerie, and it's very good in my opinion. When you have to fight with big enemies and shit, or you get jumped, it's like, you ever watch 300 or Gladiator? You're gonna hear like crazy goth music like that, like war music and shit. So the sound's gonna get that passing score for me. I think it sounds great. In terms of controls, the controls are very good. I actually think they're fine, like they work. The game's controls are kind of like Gears of War. Where's my Xbox controller? You fucking controller, bro. All right, you're gonna move this, aim with that. You're gonna hold the A button to run, similar to Gears of War. X and Y you're gonna use for light attack and strong attack, and you're gonna use your left trigger to aim with your bow and arrow, and right trigger to shoot with your bow and arrow. You're gonna use the right bumper to use magic, and you're gonna use your left bumper to heal yourself. And in terms of mana, the mana potions automatically get used. There is a slight cover system that you will use. You're not gonna utilize it a lot, but it is there in the game. And that's pretty much it. It's like the controls, it used the Gears of War control scheme, but for an action game, and trust me, it does work. All right. It's like and people worried about the camera. The camera, well, let's say you're playing as E'lara and you take out her bow. The camera is strictly Gears of War, but then you press X or Y to pull out her shield and sword. The camera pulls back and gives you a much wider view. So you actually you get like a miniature, like a very miniature sky view, not sky view, like pulled back view, and you can see all the enemies around you. So the game caters to the fact that you have a shield and sword in your hand. So now you can block with the left trigger, right? And you have a better field of view. But then when you go into that bow mode, it kind of looks like it feels like a third person shoot. It gives you that Gears of War kind of view. So like she's blocking most of the left side of the screen, and you see what's in front of you. And I think it works. I like it. I enjoy it. It made the game feel very action-packed to me. The constant changing camera. When you're in tight corridors and shit, the enemies do not. The camera does not obstruct your view. The camera works with you. I feel it's great. In terms of frame rate and lag, in terms of frame rate dipping, skipping, audio skipping, I experienced zero audio skipping. In terms of frame rate dipping and skipping, me and Dave only experienced one issue with frame rate skipping. It was like missions. It was on chapter 6, last chapter. We got attacked by like a fuck ton of enemies, and for like 10 seconds, the game kept skipping, and that's about it. But that's split screen, and that's with a lot of chaos. In terms of single player, I experienced almost zero frame rate dipping and skipping, and no audio skipping whatsoever. The AI for this game, your AI enemies are a mixture of very smart and once in a while very dumb. Your AI partner is also a mix of very smart and very dumb. On the easier game modes, such as easy and normal, your AI partner will annihilate shit. and your AI partner, depending on what you taught him or her, depending on what character you're playing as, will like literally sweep through enemies for you. Um, on the harder difficulties, your AI partner kind of comes off as retarded and gets like killed a lot. And in terms of how the game works, with it's a co-op game, so every game needs a revive mechanic. Your characters can hold health vials, and you see them on your character's waist. And let's say your character's like 100 feet away from you. As long as you have a health vial on you, and you put the screen on the character, your character will think he's Brett Favre and throw the fucking potion at your partner, and it'll explode and they'll get revived. So that's a pretty cool fucking mechanic. And let's say you have no health vials and your partner does. Your partner can drop a health vial while he's in his knocked out state, and you can pick it up and use it. And so I actually like this game's revive mechanic. It's very fucking awesome. In terms of online play, I say that there's no lag. Like, I didn't experience lag at all. Um, you can jump into any game you want. Like, you can seriously buy this game and then jump online and go straight to chapter 6 if you want to. And then you and the person that joined your game, you can like go back and forth what you guys want to do. And that's pretty much it with the online. The online, like, they give you a lot of customization options to play online. And yes, there is voice chat online. Nothing has been done before. Finding a game might take a little while though. I don't know why. But once you get into a game, it's pretty much smooth sailing from there. This game also features a dungeon creator. Not your typical create like a map shit. It's like the game allows you to create up to 25 floors of a dungeon crawl experience, and it's very weak actually. Like, the game does very little to explain how to use the game's tools. So luckily, the game features a randomize option where you go into the Crucible. It's called the Crucible. That's your dungeon creator. You're allowed to create up to 25 floors of a dungeon. You're given a map that's 25 blocks on it. You click a block, and then you pretty much click the scenario you want. Then from there you modify it. It's very complicated to the point where it's almost stupid. Luckily, the developers allow you to press Y to randomize the block and continue to the next block. All right, there's an achievement for creating a block. There's an achievement for creating a map, right, and then sharing it with the online community or just playing in general. Then there's a fucking crazy achievement for creating a 25 floor dungeon and beating it. Now, the trick to that is when you get on your 25 blocks, go to every single block, press Y, and randomize it, right? And it's gonna be real fun. Like, the dungeon creator is hard to use, but if you use the randomize option, you can create 25 fucking floors of epicness. It'll take you like 2-3 hours to beat all 25 floors, and you cannot save in between rounds, but it's very fun. And you can definitely go online, share your maps. You can go online, join other people's maps. You can fucking name these maps. People can rate them. When you're playing a single player mode or the online mode, you acquire gold, right? And the gold is used to unlock more stuff in the Crucible. You don't use gold in this game to buy stuff. The gold you simply pick up is simply to collect for Crucible. The more gold you collect, the more access to other shit you have. You don't actually spend the gold. It's just that as soon as you reach a certain point in the game, as soon as you reach a certain amount of gold, you just unlock more stuff for the Crucible. But the Crucible mode, the Dungeon Creator mode, it could have been a lot better. It's very like tedious to use, but if you utilize the randomize option, it's very fun actually. People ask me about the game's RPG mechanics. It's not exactly like this game's more like an action RPG with very minor RPG mechanics. Like, you're not gonna be comparing strength, dexterity, intelligence, luck, charisma, shit like that with your equipment. Basically, it's like let's say you're playing as the male character, Caddoc, and you have a shield and sword. You go up to weapon rack, you break the weapon rack, a fucking axe drops. The bottom of your screen is going to show you your currently equipped weapon and that weapon. You like that weapon, you pick it up. You keep it moving. Some weapons have enchantments, and these enchantments are not permanent. Like, let's say a weapon has an enchantment for lightning, and it's plus 300 damage. Once the enchantment wears off, you cannot refill it to find another weapon with an enchantment on it. It's an on-the-go loot system. Let's say your shield gets fucked up, or your shield's weak, like it'll visually look like it's broken. You find the shield, you pick it up, keep it moving. You're not going to be pressing start or select, going into an options menu and equipping your characters. No, everything's on the go. There is a minor armor system. Your characters will pick up armor, and as far as equipping your AI partner is smart. Your AI partner will go to weapon racks, himself or herself replace her weapons or his weapons automatically. They'll pick up armor, they'll pick up health files, they'll pick up mana automatically. The AI partner does a good job keeping himself well equipped. So, and if you're playing online, let's say you have a fucking greedy ass partner that breaks all the weapon racks and you can't, the game does a good job at realizing that one of you is not very well equipped. So what happens is, let's say I'm playing as the male character, whatever weapon rack I break, it drops a weapon for me. That's how it works. Now, if you're playing the female character and you're under equipped, the game will realize this, and then the next weapon rack that player breaks will give them something really good, or will give them the armor that they're missing. It's a nice on the go loot system. So yeah, there's numbers involved, there's stats to be compared, but you don't have to like be pressing start or select to be equipped. There's no rings, there's no like necklaces, belts, anything like that. It's piece of armor, a shield, and a sword. That's it. And then you can pick up arrows on the go and mount it. It's really on the go. There's nothing. You're never gonna be like pausing a game and doing compare stats. You can press select and you have a menu that's gonna take you to like a fucking. It's gonna tell you what your stats are, your progression, all this other shit. Your typical encyclopedia for the game, blah blah blah. But the entire game's on the go. That's another thing I really liked about it. It has like it's like an action RPG in a sense, and it's completely on the go with the loot system. So in my opinion, this game is fucking great. Like I said, it's gonna take about 10 hours to beat it. 10 hours to beat it on normal mode. Very minor complaints. Oh, there's a lot of like really random invisible walls once in a while. Some of the puzzles can be like retardedly annoying. There are puzzles in this game. What else? There's a lot of I understand why they're in the game, but they're annoying. For co-op games, usually to progress to the next area, the game asks that both characters appear in a certain area to progress. Like, both characters have to press B at the door to open it, and this game has way too many of those. I'm talking about, holy shit, it has way too many of those. But other than that, it's like graphics suck, couple of invisible walls, and too much shit to open in terms of like the double characters and shit, and the dungeon creator mode. Without that randomization option, it's pretty bad actually, but it's still fun. But the game's awesome. While you're playing the game, you can switch characters on the go and shit. So if you're tired of playing as a male character in the middle of a mission, there's a fucking object you can find in the middle of the stage and allows you to switch characters. Both characters have their ups and downs. The game's really fun to use. I really enjoyed it. I like the game a lot. I don't see why it's getting bad reviews. I really don't agree with most of the reviews at all. Like the people who are playing this game, playing it, like they're not open-minded about it. And they're just like they're too busy comparing it to other games. Don't compare it to other games. Like, I went in there with the mindset it's going to be Gears of War with shield and swords, and I was very happy with it. I was happy with the result. So it's an excellent co-op game, especially if you have someone to do the split screen with. You're going to really enjoy this shit. If you're not going to buy it, rent it. Do not skip this game, basically. Don't skip it. If you're looking for a co-op game, this is it right here. So final score for this game, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. All right. Anything I missed will be in the video description below. Don't forget to check out the links. I typically leave links in my video description. And the written review, will be in the video description. Blah, blah, video description this, video description that. But once again, 8 out of 10. Thank you for watching this video. I know this video is long, but I had to get the detail and shit out there. And if you have any questions about Hunt of the Demon's Forge, any question at all, just any one of my other videos, ask me in the comment section below, and I will answer them. So catch you guys next video, and peace out. Birch.